Morning. Have reached out to once again. Last time I did this, it took me 10 minutes, so I'm gonna try to speed through it. Um, I think. Okay, let me go ahead to my notes. One of the more convicting chapters to me were chapters 6, the knock at midnight, and chapter 7. But I'm gonna go ahead and dive into chapter 6, the notes that I took. So chapter 6 talks about how, like, the church is supposed to be open to helping people, and like in some areas the church was so it would throw, like, white churches wouldn't even allow help to us African Americans, and black churches would kind of delegate the job to something else. They would say we'll do it later, which later kind of insinuated never. So it kind of convicted me because I do that way too often. A lot of people ask me for help, and I ask for a lot of people for help. Sometimes they answer my prayers and they help, and sometimes they don't, and I don't hold it against them. But I refuse to help people when I have nothing. I have nothing to, like, say no to them about. I have time, I have energy, and I have something to give, yet I'm always saying no. And so when I read that, it was very convicting, angering, and it, like, that's why I really like this book, because it was talking to me and spiritually growing me stronger to glorify God in a better way. So these are some of the notes I took for chapter 6. The church, parentheses, God, in parentheses, provides a bread of faith, love, and peace. The world in the midnight traveler, but morning will soon come. Hope will come. Even in the darkest midnight, we hope for the morning. Hope in God. Like, we put a star by that one just to really emphasize on it. Another thing in these previous chapters and, like, future ones, he's been talking a lot about hope. We need to hope because if we have hope in other people, the hope will fall. We have hope in ourselves, we will fail. We have hope in material, they will break. We have hope in God, he won't fail. He will walk with us every step of the way. He will carry us on occasions. He will give us things. He will never give us too much that we can't bear, but he will never give us too little what we just will fall. So another one was chapter 7. Kind of talks about how man is trying to make its own God. I took 3 notes on this one because I tend to kind of glorify fitness. I'm always like, I'm putting God to him, like, God calls us to honor our bodies. 1 Corinthians 16:20, for you are bought at a price, therefore honor God with your body. But it's one thing to idolize it. So I always find myself, if I didn't do this or this or this, where I still glorify God the same. So these are the notes I took for that chapter. No amount of machine nor money, even friends, can make earth equivalent to God. No amount of work, progress, definition, gains, fitness, etc. can make this heaven profit God first. So I need to keep God in the forefront of my mind. We make machines to make life, quote unquote, easier, yet we still enter our homes tired and struggle to pay bills and get by. Man is trying to make his own heaven, but it will always hit one specific roadblock, as Martin Luther King said, death. This chapter was convicting of me. Man is trying to be its own God, going so far as to replacing God entirely and inherently put us in the center of it all. And I find myself trying to be the main person in it all, but that's not the case at all. I'm gonna go ahead and hurry up. There was another chapter that got me, and it was chapter 9 that really got me. Shattered dreams. I want to do a lot of great things, and I do want to do them for God. I want to heal people. I want to be there for them. I want to be a good nurse, a good travel nurse, whatever God puts me as. I just want to do it in his name. But I also have dreams of my own. I want to visit Japan. I want to visit other places. And like Paul wanted to visit Spain, and he somewhat got that wish, but not in the way that he expected. He was brought in handcuffs and soon killed as a martyr. So we're thrown with so many choices. We could just throw our lives to the world, say whatever happens. We can throw our lives into ourselves and say that we're gods and that we can that we can do whatever we want. So I took my notes on this one, saying, instead of just closing ourselves off forever, we have hope brand into our minds and our hearts to go against the wind. when it favors us and when it doesn't. Like the analogy with a plane, how sometimes the wind can push us closer to our destinations, push us farther away, but we must fight it with our spiritual engines. And the verse that came to my mind with that was Genesis 50:20. You intended to harm me, but God used it for good and for his glory of many. And to find peace, you must find pain, broken dreams, slavery, financial troubles, heartbreak, etc. God is with us in all of it. That is why we look to him in our problems differently. Fatalism looks towards the world and just saying we can't change it. It's whatever. It's destiny's already written. But we look towards God, and God gives us hope, joy, peace, and reassurance. So that's kind of like the main things I took from those chapters. But yeah,